All right, continuing on with lesson 2, learn 4 and learn 5. If you're looking for lesson 2, learns 1, 2, or 3, those are in the previous video. This is the updated version from 2023 of Jasper Active lesson 2. We're going to be working on learns 4 and 5. Starting with learn 4 using cut, copy, and paste. You're going to click on learn, or if you've already tried this one and you're doing it for a second time, you're going to click on practice. Be patient as Jasper Active launches the directions and as well as the Word program. Sometimes takes longer than others. It's really important to be patient and not start clicking and trying to open more things or make it go faster because it'll just get stuck. All right, I'm going to unmark these as answered. Remember that this mark as answered box is just for your record keeping. It has nothing to do with whether you get it right or wrong. You can mark it as answered when you complete something if you would like. Once you've completed a lesson, when you go back in, the ones you got right will be green, and the ones you missed will be yellow. All right. Very first step says, open the fall newsletter document from the Documents Jasper Active Resource Files folder and save it as My Fall Newsletter to the Documents Jasper Active My Projects folder. A lot of people miss the second part of this step, being you need to open and also save it. And when you save it, you need to change the name from Fall Newsletter to My Fall Newsletter. And you also need to change the folder from Resource Files to My Projects. So, File, Open, Browse. First thing we have to do is open the document, which is in my Jasper Active folder, Resource Files, Fall Newsletter. Second part of this is to save it as, turn off my show hide so that doesn't confuse you. So File, Save As, Browse. And when we save it, we need to put it in the My Projects folder. Make sure it's My Projects up here. And then add the word My to the name. So it's not Fall Newsletter, it's My Fall Newsletter. And save. Then we're going to open the clipboard dialog box. The dialog box launcher is a little tiny arrow that is in the corner, the lower right-hand corner of some groups. So in the Home tab, we have the Clipboard group dialog box launcher. We also have a Styles dialog box launcher. We're going to choose the Clipboard dialog box launcher, this little arrow right here, to open up the Clipboard dialog box. Mark is answered. On to the next. All right, I'm going to open the Heli Ski Tours Review and Experiencing Antarctica's documents from the Documents Jasper Active Resource File folder. We're going to open 2 documents and we're going to be copying and cutting items from these documents into our newsletter. So first step is to open, go to File, Open, and Browse. In my Resource Files folder, I'm opening Heli Ski Tours Review. And I have to do that again because I'm also opening Experiencing Antarctica. So File, Open, Browse, Experiencing Antarctica. All right, I now have 3 documents open. Experiencing Antarctica was the last document I opened, and that should be at the top. If it's not, you are going to be using your taskbar at the bottom of your computer down here. If you hover over your taskbar and that blue word icon, you should see the 3 documents you have open, one being Experiencing Antarctica, and click to select it. All right, now I'm going to select the heading and the first paragraph ending to experience the natural splendor of Antarctica. So the heading, which is this, Experiencing Antarctica, I can tell that's a heading because it has an arrow next to it. If I click this arrow, it's going to hide everything. So if that happens to you, click the arrow again so you can see everything that's there. And I'm going to select the heading and the first paragraph that ends in Antarctica exclamation point. Once I've got that selected, I'm headed up into my clipboard group, and I'm going to click the scissors that are cut. When I do that, you'll notice that information disappears. It cut it out, and it also put a copy of it into my clipboard. All right, now I'm going to switch to the My Fall Newsletter document. So I'm going to hover over my taskbar, over the word icon, and find the My Fall Newsletter document. I'm going to click below the blank line, or click in the blank line below the paragraph, starting with what's happening. So this is the paragraph, what's happening. I'm going to click in the line below it. All right, and now on the Home tab in the Clipboard group up here, I'm going to click on the clipboard, which is Paste. Click that clipboard, and it should put that information into your document. Mark is answered. On to number 3. This time I'm going to switch to the Heli Ski Tours review. So hover over my taskbar, my W, find the Heli Ski Tours review and select it. I'm going to select the heading, starting with Heli Skiing Tours, so this heading. And I'm going to go down to the end of the second paragraph that ends in the environmental impact of our tours. So I've got the heading and the first 2 paragraphs selected. I'm going to go onto my Home tab up here, and underneath the scissors is a button called Copy. I'm going to click Copy. When I do that, it should put a copy of what I have selected into my clipboard. And notice it also leaves it there. It doesn't cut it out, it just copies it. Now I'm going to switch over to my newsletter document by hovering on that taskbar. I'm going to My Fall Newsletter. And then I'm going to click in the blank line below the paragraph starting with Updates. So here's my Updates paragraph. I'm clicking in the blank line below. In the clipboard, I'm going to click the latest entry, which should start Heli Skiing Tours. I'm going to click that. Nothing happened the first time. I had to say hi first. I'm going to click it again and notice that something happened for me that second time. Now, maybe it happened for you the first time. Don't paste it twice, but make sure that it does paste into your document. All right. Now I need to save this. I'm going to do that quickly by using my quick access toolbar up here in the upper left-hand corner, clicking on that save button. All right, Mark is answered, and on to the next. All right, switch to the Experiencing Antarctica document. Again, you're going to hover over your word icon on your taskbar, looking for Experiencing Antarctica, and I'm going to close this document without saving. The important part about this is that your autosave is not on. If you look up in the upper left-hand corner of your document up here and you notice that your autosave is on, you need to turn that off. Because if it's on, this step will not work. You can't close without saving if autosave is on. So make sure that that is off. For everyone that it is off, you're good to go. The rest of you, if you're not, if yours looks like this, you need to turn it off, first by clicking it. And then you need to make a small change in order to close without saving. So what I like to do is just click at the end of my document and hit enter. Doesn't change the document anything except to allow me to close without saving now. Everybody now can click the Close X button. When you do that, you should get a message that says this Word file will be closed without saving. Do you want to continue? Click Yes. Now I'm going to switch to the Heli Ski Tours review by hovering over that word icon on my taskbar, clicking on Heli Ski Tours, and I'm going to close this without saving. Clicking the X. Now if your autosave is on, you need to turn it off, make a quick change, and then click the X. Didn't get a message that time that it was going to close without saving. Should have. Hopefully you did. Mark is answered, and on to the next. Very last step is to clear the clipboard. So over here I can see my clipboard. I'm going to click Clear All to clear what's there. This should be empty when you're done with that. Then click this Close button, the X, to close that clipboard pane. Mark is answered, and submit. Submit results. We are going to head over and complete lesson 2 with Learn 5. So back to Jasper Active. I'm getting a secure message. I'm not sure if you're getting that, but click OK to continue through. Finding and replacing text, lesson 2, Learn 5. I'm clicking Practice because I've already tried this one. You might be clicking Learn if it's your first time. wait, be patient. Unmark these as answered for you, so it looks the same as yours. Remember, this is just for your records. It doesn't affect whether you get it right or wrong. This one has quite a few steps, but they go rather quickly. Don't be worried. All right, back up to number 1. All right, first thing says we're going to open the invitation to annual meeting from our resource files folder and save it as, make sure you read the whole step, and save it as invitation to annual meeting 2020 in our My Projects folder. So, File, Open, Browse. Jasper Active, Resource Files, Invitation to Annual Meeting. I'm going to close my clipboard. That's open from the last lesson. You can close that if you'd like, if it's still open for you. All right, then I'm going to save it as File, Save As, and Browse. I need to make 2 changes. The first one being it needs to go into my projects. Second one, I need to add space 2020 to the end of my file name. And click Save. All right, next I'm going to select the text insert date. Select the entire text there and type in the current date for me. That is 10/19/1923. Mark is answered. On to the next. We're going to use the Control F shortcut to display the navigation pane. Control F should open that navigation pane on the left-hand side. That's an important thing to know about. You're going to want to use it for the exam. Control F will open up the navigation pane. If it doesn't work the first time, remember to say hi, click into the document before you tell it what to do. Click the document, Control F to open up the navigation pane. Mark is answered. Number 3. I'm going to type 2012 into that navigation search box, 2012. When I do that, if your results tab is selected, you should be seeing everywhere that 2012 appears. If you've got pages or headings selected, click on the results tab and it'll show you those results. Mark is answered. On to the next. I'm going to click in the document, because remember, you got to say hi before you tell it what to do. And press Control and H to open up my Find and Replace dialog box. Okay, that's Control H, Find and Replace dialog box. Mark is answered. Next. I am going to, what it says is ensure the Find What field shows 2012. I'm going to make sure. So in my Find What field, it does say 2012. If yours does not, type 2012 in there. And in the Replace With field, which is right below that, Replace With, I'm going to click there and type 2020. Then I'm going to click the button that says Replace All. Make 2 replacements. Click OK. Then I'm going to click this button that says Close to close the Find and Replace dialog box. And then I'm also going to click the X on the navigation pane to close the navigation pane. I'm going to save the document by using my floppy disk in the Quick Access toolbar. Click Save. It should say Saving and Saved at the top. Mark is answered. And on to the next. I'm going to open up the TEC employee list file located in the Documents Jasper Active Resource Files folder and save it as TEC employee list revised in the Documents Jasper Active My Projects folder. So same thing we just did in the previous step. We're going to first open the document, File, Open, Browse, find my resource files, Invitation, nope, TEC employee list, there it is. Double click to open and save it as, so File, Save As, Browse, TEC employee list space revised, or you can copy and paste your new name. Then I need to remember to put it into my Jasper Active My Projects folder. So you should have My Projects up there. You should have added the word revised to your file name. Click Save. Okay, Mark is answered. On to the next. We are going to turn on our show hide marks. So in our paragraph group at the right, show hide, you're looking for the show hide symbol wherever it appears in that group for you. Click show hide so you can see where we've hit enter throughout this document. Mark is answered, and on to the next. We're going to press Control H. Make sure you click into your document that it's active. You can see the writing is in white. If I click outside of my document, the writing turns gray. That means it's not active. I need to click into my document. And then I'm going to use the shortcut Control H to display that Find and Replace dialog box. Mine still says 2012 and 2020. That's what I searched last. Yours might as well. It is blue where it says 2012, and I'm going to hit backspace because I want to take that information out of there. And I'm going to replace it with some formatting marks, which are in my More box right here. And then down here where it says Special, click. And at the very top, you will see paragraph mark. I'm going to click that once. It's going to close, and I'm going to do it again. So, Special, paragraph mark. I've just put 2 paragraph marks into my Find What box. Now in my Replace With box, I'm going to select that information in backspace to take that out. And I'm going to use 1 paragraph mark. So in my Special box, paragraph mark, I am telling the computer to find everywhere I hit enter twice with these symbols, and I'm going to replace it with 1 enter. I'm supposed to click Replace All. 36 replacements. Click OK. Mark is answered. And on to the last. All right, now I'm going to try finding a piece of text and replacing with formatted text. So in number 1, it says click in the Find What field and delete the text there. So I want to take out those paragraph marks. I'm going to type the first and last name, Sid Taylor. Then I'm going to click in the Replace With box, and I'm going to take out those format marks, and I'm going to type Sid Taylor again. Which doesn't make sense. I don't need to find Sid Taylor and replace it with Sid Taylor, but I do want to add some formatting. So, making sure that my cursor is still here after the second Sid Taylor, the R, in the Replace With box, I'm going to go down to my Format button right here, and then where it says Font. When I do that, I'm going to get a font box where I'm going to be able to select the word bold right here and the number 12 right here. So bold and 12, click OK. When you click OK, you should be able to see now your formatting right here below the Replace With box, Sid Taylor, font 12 point bold. If this font 12 point bold is in the Find What area, this step will not work. So make sure you've got your font 12 point bold right here with your Replace With box. I'm going to click Replace, and that's going to find the first instance, or the first time this happens. I'm going to click Replace once more. Tell me it's done. There were only 2 instances, so I'm going to click OK. And then close the Find and Replace dialog box by clicking the X in the upper right-hand corner. The last step says to save and close the document. I'm going to save quickly by clicking on my floppy disk in my Quick Access toolbar. Make sure when you do that, you see the word saving and saved at the top. And then I'm going to click the X to close. Doesn't tell me to close the document underneath that, so I'm going to mark this as answered, submit, and submit results. Cross my fingers, and that, as you return to Jasper Active, is the end of lesson 2. As long as you've completed all of the learns and you have at least 80% overall, you're ready to submit this for grading. Don't forget to change the name of your file to include the lesson number, number 2. Also important on this lesson is that you click the lesson tab before you take your screenshot so that I can see everything, including your name, in the upper right-hand corner. All right, Windows Shift S is the way that you activate your Snip and Sketch so that you can rename your file and save it into your MOS folder and then submit it into Schoology.